In their April 2011 issue, Runner's World had scientists and champions debate on what is a perfect running form. The article concluded that a perfect form simply does not exist. It does exist, but mine is too perfect for them. It will cause the industry to crash, with Runner's World being one of the first to go. It is not wise to have people train without a protective and performance improvement form. Here is my Nirenstein's first law of running. It is my perfect walking, running, and sprinting form. It takes you at all speeds from a walk to a sprint with the same technique. It is my version of a gravity technique, which doesn't have an absurd pose or chi impossible to do gravity method. They both have the same copycat method, and neither one can be seen running with it. I use two people to demonstrate what I am teaching them to do. He, a medical doctor and chiropractor, was an exceptional sprinter in high school and college. She, a competitive high school cross-country runner and sprinter while she was still in middle school. I tell them to slant their body back and run 4 steps forward and back, and tell me what technique they used. They told me they just ran without knowing a technique. I told them the techniques they used. They dropped their feet behind the top of their legs to run forward, and dropped their feet in front of the top of their legs to run backward. Their ground contact time was off balance and were forced by gravity to either run or fall to the ground. It is not necessary to slant the upper body forward to run. You can run just as fast with a backward slanted upper body, and it is easier on the back muscles because the body attempts to lurch at landing. Michael Johnson broke sprint records with a backward slanted upper body. The experts told him it was bad form, but they were wrong. It is superior form, and I am sure it protected Michael's back. Hopping off balance is a science for running. It is an empirical and repeatable science which everyone uses to run. Gravity's pull is easy to understand by the public who are not professionals. Experts would not be able to disprove my science under the confusion using technical jargon. The top and bottom of the body each have 50% of the weight. The body center has 100% of the weight. You can slant the body forward or backward, and the center will always have the full weight. You will stand in place when the center of the body is on the vertical line of gravity over the feet. You will move forward when the full weight is shifted ahead of the feet. It seems so simple to observe, but you never thought of it. The experts have been studying it forever and never saw the correct form. We all know that gravity will rotate a pole down to the ground around its base. We also know that gravity will rotate a human down to the ground around the feet. What the experts apparently didn't observe is that the hop during the rotation raises the body to land on the other leg at the right height for movement parallel to the ground. There is a barely noticeable slight lift in a walk, a noticeably higher lift in a run and sprint. There are 3 stages in every run. The first stage, the speed up stage, where the feet land behind the body center, In the case of running with the body vertical, the top of the leg is vertically aligned with the body center, so it might be easier to think of dropping the feet behind the top of the legs. The second stage is the steady stage. The feet drop slightly ahead of the body center, and the feet travel a greater distance behind center while still on the ground. It is hard to see the steady stage as standing off balance, but the sum total of a steady stride is forward weighted. The third stage, the feet land far ahead of the body center for gravity to reverse the pull and slow you down. Here we see a familiar science. An object standing off balance, slanted ahead of the base, will get rotated down to the ground by gravity. There are reactive forces that contribute to make the rotation happen, but gravity is the starting force. The object obviously doesn't hop like a human or animal, so it rotates down to the ground. Why haven't the experts mentioned the obvious rotations of the legs, carrying the body resting on top of the legs and being carried forward on top of the legs as they rotate forward? The pose and chi methods want you to run without the legs rotating or straightening to hop. Is that absurd or what? The non-gravity techniques by other experts will not let you take even one step forward. Try taking one step forward without falling ahead of your foot. Scientists were examining runners at their steady running stage. They expect you to start a sprint with the widest spread of the feet. Starting out with a wide spread of the feet will keep you hopping intermittently with long, slow hops. You can run slowly with short strides, so stride lengths don't make you run. It is gravity that moves you. Extra motion to make the exchange of the feet slower makes you lose speed. Lifting the knees high and feet high is wasted motion and slows you down. You need to concentrate on staying as low as possible without tripping. Consider the shifting weight of the body being similar to a dumbbell. Not me. I'm talking about an exercise device. Each end has 50% of the weight and the center has 100% of the weight. You can turn the dumbbell or the body at any angle and the center will still have the full weight. The center must be off balance to walk, run, and sprint. The first stride in a run has the foot swinging ahead of the grounded foot by a few inches, and the attempt should be to keep it that short for the entire run, because the short spread lets you pick up speed at the fastest rate. As the speed increases,